Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Limelight Podcast. I'm your host, Lime, and today we have the lewd, the crude, the reboot robot girl thing, Saria.
The reboot robot.
The reboot robot, reboot boot.
Interesting.
Honestly, I can't. I actually can't believe I'm already at 6 episodes. I'm impressed.
Holy shit! Hell yeah!
Because it's like I feel like when you hit like anything past like 4, it seems like a lot already. It's like, how am I already at 4 videos already? What am I doing? It's like
I know, right?
But now we have like TikTok and stuff where you can just spit out videos every single day, and you just have to record like less than an hour and be like, okay, cool, throw it on TikTok. All right, we're done.
I know, right?
God, I miss the days of like old YouTube when like everything had to take like hours upon days of just editing just to do like really crappy fraps Minecraft gameplay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about fraps. I shit you not.
Oh my god.
I forgot about fraps. That was the shit back in the day. That was the be famous button right there. Just record everything
definitely.
in fraps.
Like, do you have fraps? Okay, you win.
Did you use fraps, or were you not making content back then?
I wasn't making anything back then. One of my friends was, but
When did you actually get into like making content and stuff? Like when was the kind of like, oh, I should be a streamer, like a YouTube person? Like when did that kind of like click into your head?
so initially I was like looking at other VTubers and stuff like that, and that was like beginning of 2020. So like sort of around when Project Melody got really big. And like I just saw this whole community of people, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I wonder where I could go with something like that. Like, it looks like a lot of these people don't, make their own models or stuff like that. I wonder if I could kind of like break the mold and, do my own thing.
I think that's impressive, honestly.
Well, thank you. Yeah, but it was kind of like COVID hit, and I was like, let's just learn Blender, fuck it. So I learned how to like model stuff. I started with mesh editing and like actually like making a decent mesh. First I started with sculpting, and then I got quad remesh, which makes the mesh into a very usable, like a more usable mesh instead of just a shitty conglomeration of fucking vertices. But I got that, and then I eventually made the first version of Saria. Sort of, I think that one kind of came out in like April or June or something like, or April, May, or June. No, May, yeah. And that was in 2020. That was a long time ago. So I initially got like the first version done, and I had the Twitch stream set up. And at first, I didn't have any face tracking software, so I just had like this recorded loop. Like I recorded an animation and threw that in OBS.
So it was kind of like a GIF. You were kind of like using a GIF like when you first started?
Yeah, but it was like an MP4.
Oh, okay.
And it worked good enough. It didn't serve the purpose I wanted it to serve. But it served a decent enough purpose. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say that like I actually started. Funny thing is like a lot of people thought that like they call them like COVID streamers. It's like people that started or got really popular around like 2020, and and so I actually some people thought I was, and I was like I started in like 2017, 2018, just playing Overwatch or like playing like COD and stuff like that, and just basically I wouldn't show my face or anything half the time. I would just like have the game on and like copyrighted music and stuff like that. It was like when Twitch was a lawless wasteland where you could follow for follow, sub for sub, and just build yourself up really fast. And so that's why I used to do that. And then what happened was that I stopped for a while. I was like, I'm not really feeling it anymore. I don't really want to keep going. So then I just kind of was working full time.
Okay.
But then I got the inspiration to do Lime because I was just like, well, I wouldn't mind getting back into it because I found Face Rig, and yes, Face Rig now.
I tried initially to get my model into Face Rig,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't fucking work because for some reason Face Rig's like kit for bringing a model into it is the shittiest goddamn thing of all time. Face Rig is absolutely like mechanically programmed to be awful. It's actually, and I can prove it. You know what I mean? It's not like I have a vendetta against it because I couldn't get it to work. I have a vendetta against it because it fucking actually sucks.
Well, so the thing is that I don't use the 3D. I was using the Live 2D add-on because when I made Lime, I was like, Lime needs to be a cartoon character because that's like my favorite art style is like cartoony. So not like Rubber Hose or Warner Brothers or anything like that, but just I like the 2D animation. Like I'm more like I'll go see a 2D movie over a 3D movie any day. Like I'm that kind of a person. So, but then it was funny because I'm gonna ask about Saria, like kind of like how you like thought of Saria. Was it just like I love robots, let's make a robot, or were you like, ooh, I can make a voice mod and a model, so why not kind of be the jack of all trades and learn things? Like, what was it kind of the process?
So I come from a background of like audio engineering mostly, and that was kind of just like I was interested in it a long time ago, and I got a music program called Music Maker MX, which is actually the shittiest DAW that exists in the entire world.
How the fuck did you use that shit? I've used it before and I hate it with a fire passion.
So literally what I did is I would make a loop in Fruity Loops, export it as a WAV file, and throw it in there.
Oh, I see.
So it sounded terrible, but it functionally worked. You know, some of the clips were even offbeat because Music Maker was just such garbage. But I eventually got my hands on Fruity Loops, like the actual licensed version, and that one works so much better. Like Fruity Loops, I've stuck with it ever since, and that was like almost 10 years ago.
And to speak on your voice, I actually went back to like, was it your old clips? There's like, you don't have any old VODs because like VODs get deleted, but clips stay forever. I remember like hearing your like voice, like early Saria, like early, like first few streams. Oh my God. It was like, it wasn't quite blended in yet. So it's like, I think I can hear like a hint of your real voice. So it's like, it's just like, I'm not saying like, oh, I can hear your voice, I know everything now, but it's like, I can tell how frustrating that is though, because I use voice mod to like mask my voice for fun. When I first got it, because that's what you do, you fuck around with the settings, and I'm like, you could still kind of like hear your real voice when you're first like learning everything, because like Neko Please is like doing the same thing right now, where he's like learning how to do that stuff, and he's like, hey, does this one sound good? I'm like, I can still hear your voice.
He's mostly learning from me, to be honest. He's asked me a lot of questions.
I love him to death, by the way. If you guys ever check out Neko, please, he's sweet. But yeah, no. And is that like a thing? Do you ever worry about like the IRL, the operator versus Saria? Like if somebody knows too much about the operator, does that like freak you out, or is it just like, if it happens, it happens, shoulder shrug?
Not really. It doesn't worry me too much because genuinely, if anyone shows up at my house, I don't care who you are. You're walking to your grave.
Yeah.
Let me just make that clear, you know? Like, unless I invite you to my house, you're not coming in unless you want to die. You know, it's not a question. Arizona's a castle doctrine state, so I have every right to just blast you in the face.
I fucking miss Arizona so much. I lived in like southern Tucson, not like below Tucson, for a few years, and it was really nice. It was pleasant. I like the weather, and you know, yeah, no, it was like, well, it's like I didn't want to say the name, but it was a nice little spot. It was basically like a retirement town kind of thing, like because like a lot of places in like below like Bisbee and stuff are like retirement places, or like it's closer to Mexico. And then I ended up having
the shitty weather.
Well, I ended up leaving because it started getting riddled with crime. Like people, for some reason, just were like, "Oh, hey, let's move all the predators to." And then like almost every day, they were just calling them. And yeah, Quanzoow, cut that out or bleep it out though.
But shit.
I know, and that's okay. I have Quanzoow. He's my miracle boy.
Yay.
Um, but yeah, no, they were like, oh, let's send all the pedos here and da 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 da, and then literally like every day there's like a crackdown on somebody who is selling like tater tots,
Meth or
just to put
something.
it. Yeah, I put it like that, tater tot pictures. So
Oh, no.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's gross. Yeah. So I actually, no shit, I actually saw somebody, sadly, he was like one of my friends for like 2 years and not a friend anymore, obviously. He went away in a black car with people in black suits.
Uh-oh.
So that was kind of hard to watch, but I was like, what did he do? And then I looked at the news, I was like, ew.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did some nasty, nasty. But I miss you. I miss it. I miss it so fucking much though. I really do. It was a good little spot.
Flagstaff apparently has a decent amount of crime.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't know.
Hmm.
I don't see it ever. Maybe I'm just lucky, but
No, it's just like living anywhere. Like I live in a good part of where I live right now. Like I live in New Mexico now, so if you can search the map if you want to find me. But I live in a good part of the town because like if you go like let's say if you go for a drive and maybe drive like 10 minutes away, you'll hit like where all the cops hang out because like people are always doing shit. So it's just like one of those things where it's like if you luck out, you can find like a good apartment or a good house in a good spot. And then some people are like, oh, this is a nice house. And then they end up living in like a shitty neighborhood without knowing it.
I was just under the... So in Flagstaff, you'll get pulled over and a ticket for, like, running a stop sign.
Uh-huh.
And in my opinion, that's kind of the marker of, like, oh, I live in a pretty safe area if cops literally have nothing else to do other than give you speeding tickets.
True. I mean, I've had some that just they don't even pull people over half the time. They just drive the car around. Like you could literally jaywalk in front of them and they won't pull you over.
That's true.
Like that's the thing too. It's like and
Poggers!
what is it? They literally would be like, "Oh, hey, you weren't looking at my car." It's like, no, I'm just walking on the sidewalk. Come here, come over here, and you have to go over to them and give them your information. I don't play that game where they're like, "Oh, don't give them your ID," and da da da. I'm like, I'm not trying to look fucking. I'm not looking sus. I hate those videos. They're like, I don't have to give you my ID. I'm an American citizen. Da da da. I'm like, if you have nothing to hide, just give them the fucking thing and move on.
They're actually correct. Cops shouldn't be doing that kind of authority bullshit. And I've honestly started to dislike cops more and more over the past, like, 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll start arresting, like, citizens who stand outside of their house with guns to protect their fucking property, you know? And it's like, oh, let's arrest that person instead of, anyone in Epstein's black book.
Mr. Frog's in that black book. Oh, Mr. Frog.
Shit. Oh, no.
I'll have to send you that picture later. That was really funny. It's like, it just says, we found the black book, and it's just a picture of Mr. Frog on an airplane with his name in the book.
Oh, no. That's funny.
Fucking love Smiling Friends.
Yeah, but especially after what happened in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Very recently, we don't have to talk about it.
Nah, I was gonna say, I'm like, we can like skim around it if that makes sense. I don't mind. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, because like I said, probably my take is that people are like, oh, you give them your ID, then you're gonna give them your freedom. I'm like, I only do it for certain cops. If they're like being a dick, then like I can obviously be a dick back and fight for it. But I'm like, I don't want to go away in handcuffs and waste a fucking day, like a day off for myself in a fucking police station for being an asshole.
Exactly, you're throwing away the entire day.
That's why I said
it's simple enough to just be like, yeah, here's my information. I'm not doing anything wrong, officer.
Yeah, because then they can't do anything, and if you really do get mad at them, you can ask for their badge number and walk away. Because they legally have to.
You can fucking file some serious paperwork.
Yeah, and that's why I said some people are probably into that and wasting time for that or trying to get the money, but I'm like, I just would move on with my day. Like cops here, they don't bother you as long as you don't bother them, and they're actually really chill. So
yeah, for the most part, it's the same way here in town. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but so what is it? Not speaking of Mr. Frog, speaking of pictures, I actually wanted to ask how's the Patreon stuff going? Because I know that's like a big part of you.
Pretty good. I'm finally uploading once again now that I have 8.0. All good and released.
See, that's what I was going to say because I was like, I'm waiting for the 8.0 to drop because I'm like, I know you have so many freaking ideas for that, and that's going to be amazing to see.
Yeah, the biggest part of it is
Mhm.
let me see, is getting fucking A.
It's okay if you do need a second. As I said, he can
Yeah, I
edit
just need
stuff
to.
out. So
I just need to log in real quick. What I usually do on Patreon is like have everyone do or I do like a poll, so like everyone gets to kind of choose what I make for the next outfit.
Goth is winning right now.
I know. So I'm gonna design a goth outfit. I'm gonna do that tomorrow on the Picardo stream.
You should do are you gonna make like your own thing, or are you gonna base it off of like a picture, like a popular goth girl?
I'll do kind of a mix. You know what I mean? I think I can copy some stuff from other models I've already made. What I do is I just do a poll every month, and then on the first week of every month, on the first Wednesday of every month, I do a Patreon stream where I make that outfit.
And you then use your Picardo for that, right?
Yes, and I just do that on Picardo because fuck trying to deal with nip slips on Twitch, especially in this day and age. I'm absolutely not fucking around with that bullshit. I'm sick of Twitch.
I know, and that's the thing. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about that because I sent you a message a while back where I was like, I think as your model, like if you nip slip, it shouldn't be a big deal because it's like not fleshy, but like Twitch can be picky. You really think so?
Oh yeah, no, Ava Lamp got banned, and she's a pink slime.
What what happened? Did she nip slip or?
I'm not sure.
I mean, that's what I've been trying to think of too. It's like I do worry about that because I know once in a while it will happen for you, and obviously none of us bring it attention. But like, it's just it always is like a scary thing because I'm like, oh shit. Like I just hope like not the wrong people are in like just like lurking at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think. Do you ever feel like at one point though you would want to leave Twitch and try to like find something else or like try to move like stream on Picardo and then like do videos or something?
Well,
Like
I'm streaming on Picardo once a week minimum.
But is Twitch just kind of like the moneymaker though?
Twitch is where everyone else is. You know, it's the easy thing right now. But I absolutely will dump it as soon as I fucking can.
That's the thing.
They genuinely have shown a disdain for their user base time and time and time again, and it's time they get what they fucking deserve, which is just irrelevance, fade into obscurity.
Are you gonna be like the Joker? What do you get when you take? Wait, I don't actually remember the speech. Do you remember?
What do you get when you have a mentally ill?
When you have a mentally ill streamer on a platform that doesn't care about its affiliates, you get what you fucking deserve, and you shoot Twitch in the face in Minecraft.
That's what I was literally trying to avoid saying that because I guarantee you Twitch will ban our asses for that.
I would laugh if Twitch actually listened to my podcast.
That's why I literally said fade into obscurity.
I don't really. I'm one of those people that's like, for you, I would hate for you to get banned on Twitch. With me, I'm like, if it happens, it happens. Because like I do podcasting more now, and I've honestly been 5 times more happier than like playing a game and stuff on stream or like having to compete with everyone. Because it's like, some of it's competing, some of it's helping. You know what I mean? Because some of it's like. You have to like step on toes or do stuff to like piss other people off so you can get like clout. Like I feel like if you got banned and then like somebody wrote like a little news article about you, you would literally come back like a couple days later and then like have a ton of people in your chat and you'd get like tons of donations. There's like a whole cycle to it, and I've noticed that. Like one person got banned because I think they said something by accident, like it was I don't remember their name. They were on the Super Mega podcast recently. It's they're a trans like bodybuilder, like and they're actually really cool. But what it was is they're quoting, I think, To Kill a Mockingbird or something like that, and they go, "I will literally kill you," which they were saying as a joke because they're friends and stuff. Like they were a mod for a friend's channel. And so Twitch just only saw that little chat, and they're like, "We're banning you off the platform for 2 months for threatening to kill somebody."
That's so dumb.
Fucking joke, and I was like,
context matters.
It does, and it's sad because they came back like recently and they did like one stream and they're like, no, I can't do this. This platform treated me like shit. And I'm like, I wouldn't either. Like for me, Twitch has been cool, but at the same time, I hate setting up programs because like OBS takes a shit most of the time. Oh, Streamlabs OBS takes a shit on me. They're regular.
Oh, you still use Streamlabs?
No, I use Streamlabs, then I went to OBS, and then OBS doesn't let me stream on their platform now for some reason. So now I'm kind of like fucked right now because I have to use the Twitch one, or I have to go to XSplit. I have like two choices.
Wait, what's wrong with OBS?
It literally, I have like my channel linked to it, and even put in my stream key, and it just does not broadcast. And I don't know what is going on. Like I don't know if I got soft locked out of it or if it's just the program itself. But
try resetting your stream key.
I'll try it and see if it works. If it works, I can go back. But if it doesn't, then I'm pretty much just gonna stick on the Twitch OBS because I only really record stuff now, like more than anything. Because literally did a Twitch stream the other day. I had like nobody there. I was like, once in a while, I will literally have like, and I'll be open about this because I would love for you guys to know this because I want to let you guys know in the community that yes, I still plan on streaming. But podcasting is honestly my love right now. I like interviewing people more than playing games, honestly. But
that makes sense.
I literally did. I'm like, oh, I'll just pop up a stream real quick. And like some streams, they pop off, they do really good, and I'm happy. And then like the other day, like a couple times I've streamed, and then like nobody showed up, and I was like, and it was like an hour later, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But don't let that deter anybody. If that happens to you, just keep going because we all start out with like nobody watching, nobody in chat and stuff like that. But
it's true.
For me,
the main thing is consistency.
It is, and that's hard for me because I work. I work not full time, but I work odd hours. So I'll like work outside in the heat for like 6 or 7 hours, and then I like how much energy am I gonna have when I come home? Little to none. I want to eat and watch YouTube. So. Or I want to eat and maybe talk to friends, but I don't want to like if I do pop up a stream, then I'm like really tired and cranky for it. You know what I mean? It's like, ugh. I'm happy to see everyone, happy to talk to everyone, but like I'll just be so fucking tired and like my mindset, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I want to go to bed, so I
don't know.
Sometimes
that happens to me too, like where it's like I have to be in the right mindset for streaming. Otherwise, I act like an asshole.
And that's where I'm saying it's because it's like, I don't want anyone to think like, oh, Lime doesn't care about his Twitch people. I'm done with Lime, da-da-da. It's like, no. It's not that. It's if you're a streamer, you guys can understand how hard it is sometimes to want to press go live and be like half asleep or like really exhausted trying to do a stream. It's just not fun. It's not pleasant. And then if you have like a bad like stream day where like, maybe you don't have an active chat or not really many people show up, then it's like kind of heartbreaking because then you're just like sigh and just, you don't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I told people, I'm like, honestly, if that happens, really do try YouTube because it really is a nice little alternative. Like my goal is to like stream on weekends, like Friday through Sunday, and then the rest of it work on podcasts, whether it be recording and sending it to Quanzoow or booking guests and stuff like that. Like that's been really nice. That's honestly been a fucking championship moment for me, honestly.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And some people are like, oh, why don't you just do live podcasts? And I'm like, because then if we want to get raunchy or talk about deep things that we don't want left in, we can't do it on Twitch,
Right.
So then that's why I was like, I have to record everything, and then that way it's like, oh, I don't have to like stream at like 2 a.m. because somebody in Australia needs to record with me. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it won't be just like a random pop-up stream. It'll be like, oh no, it's recorded, and then I could put it up. Or if I wanted to do the cheap route, I could literally broadcast it to Twitch, and then once the video's over, then like close it. But I'm like, that's kind of a scummy move in a way. Because it's just like you're not really there. You're just playing a video and then like, oh, video ended in stream. You know what I mean? You're only interacting with chat maybe via text. So it's like, nah. I'll just upload it to YouTube or Patreon. Which, by the way, chat, by the time this comes out, I will have announced my Patreon. So please go check it out. I'll I'll have like all my podcasts and stuff uploaded early. I'll have artwork because I actually have somebody who's gonna help me with art. You'll get early peeks at art, early peeks at videos, and a bunch of cool stuff. So please go check it out. It would mean the universe to me.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, no, content making's honestly like not easy at all. I fucking hate anyone that's like, oh, it's so easy. You press play and then make a lot of money just pretending to play a game. Da da da. And I'm like, no, you have never streamed in your life. Have you ever worried about that? Like if people called you that?
I don't give a shit when people call me that, because literally I make everything I do, so...
I mean, you're literally...
If somebody wants to fucking critique me, they have to learn 3D modeling, they have to learn game development software, Unity and Unreal Engine. That's 2 separate programs. They have to learn music creation, they have to learn Clip Studio Paint, they have to learn graphic design, they have to learn, let's see, what else?
I like how you just like, let me show you my achievements. Let me show you my achievements.
Like if somebody wants to like call me out on like being like, oh, it's just a simplistic Twitch thought, it's like, you're free to call me that. But like, you have to understand, I don't do just like titty streaming, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I go in there and I make lewd jokes, but that's just kind of part of the experience. Like,
well,
it's
yeah,
very...
my titties are the draw. That's the attention grabber.
I mean,
what
literally...
I do from there on out is the important part.
But it's like you can't. I don't see you ever being like, "What? I'm not a lewd streamer." As you're like, "Oh, make a milkshake." Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
The point is, yeah.
So I mean, I feel that though. Like I know there's so much behind the scenes, and that's why I'm like literally there's like I think I showed you or somebody like somebody's like VTuber avatar. Literally, a majority of the screen is just their boobs. Like they literally just have their boobs like size like oh my god, like
definitely.
So. And and that's why I said I don't hate anybody I don't really do the whole like VTuber thought thing anymore. I'm just like, at this fucking point, let people be people. If you watch the content and want to support it, go for it. If you don't, then don't click it, don't look at it, whatever. It's like everyone's different. I mean,
you're allowed to like have those criticisms again, but you better know what you're damn talking about.
Well, you have people that literally, I'm trying to put this in nice words, if this makes sense. Like you will make and lose VTuber friends when you're in the VTuber community all the fucking time. And same thing with streamer friends. Like I literally had someone that was a good streamer friend for like months, and then out of nowhere, he unfollowed me. He didn't block me or anything, but he just unfollowed me on everything. And then like as soon as I found out, I had been following him for like months, just basically boosting up his numbers, and I was like, this is horseshit. Like,
I don't really care if I'm not boosting somebody else's numbers. If somebody wants to unfollow me, I don't care.
I mean,
generally, I've stopped going on Twitter to look at Twitter.
Well, I'm not saying for Twitter. I'm saying like,
I mean, Twitter, Twitch, everything. I don't give a fuck what other people like.
Do.
Genuinely, I like if somebody wants to unfollow me, if somebody wants to like that's genuinely none of my concern. I care so little about like people unfollowing me or like leaving or I mean like generally friends, you know what I mean? Like there's always going to be like something attached to my follower count. But the less I compare that to other people, or the less I compare that just to anything in general, the happier I generally am. I guess again, that's why I don't go on Twitter.
I guess for me, it's just I guess you can tell I'm a very much of a like. I think it's funny we have like the yin yang personality, and I love that because it's like I'm like very much the soft. Like I do care sometimes what people think because it's like what I mean. Like I just want to make people happy.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a just that type of bunny. I'm like I care. I do really want to make people happy. I hate pissing people off or upsetting people, and then that just eats at me sometimes. But like if it's somebody being go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. In order to be a content creator, you have to care what other people think, and you should. But like, if somebody's going to unfollow you for no reason, or if somebody's going to like just abandon your channel or abandon like friendship with you, you shouldn't let that bother you because there's genuinely no decent reason for it. It's genuinely human like jealousy.
And that's exactly because I mean, like there was like one, like I mean, I'm still doing pretty good for myself, all things considered. It's just that sometimes there are those days where you're like, because like it's like, oh, am I actually doing good? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we've all had those days where it's like,
Sure, yeah.
am I actually improving? Am I actually going somewhere? And then it's like, you really are. Like, like there's people I have literally said they're like, you have kept me sane, or you have like my favorite streamer. Like I was stressed, like I had a very stressful lifestyle, and they're like, I listen to your podcast or I watch your streams, and then I literally chill out, and it's the best thing on earth. And I'm like, oh, that feels so good. That feels so good that I help people like that. Like once you hear that stuff, it's like, okay, now I can't stop. This is not the time to stop now.
Right, exactly.
Like, what was it? I had somebody in Australia recently, one of my VTuber friends, literally go, oh my God, yeah, I heard your podcast the other day. I listened to it at work and stuff when I'm cleaning. And I'm like, oh my God, I clean at work with other podcasts and other people are listening to me. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. It's just, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's kind of like being a baseball player, like in Major League Baseball, and then a little kid being like, I started playing baseball because of you. And it's like, I played baseball, and now other people are playing baseball. Oh, the feels, you know what I mean? It's like the domino effect of kindness, I guess, if that makes sense. Like one good thing leads to another good thing, and then that good thing keeps going and growing, kind of thing. Like it's like everybody gets inspiration from everyone, or like they get help from like random places like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it does.
it's just always nice to have that like reinforcement,
It is. I mean, I just think that sometimes we get on those like ventures of wanting to quit or give up, but it's like it's just because it's the easiest.
When I go on Twitter, yeah.
It gets to a point where it's like, oh, it's so easy to leave, and then it's funny though because it's like I will try to leave. I used to, not anymore though. Just so you guys are not worried, I don't leave anymore. But like earlier, I have had times where I'm like, I should just leave. I should do something else or try something else. But then it's like you or somebody on Twitter or somebody on Twitch, it's just like, it keeps looping me back in, and it's like, okay, this is very worth it. I really do love the community and all the people that I know because they keep me from wanting to stop making things. It feels good.
Yeah.
I actually got to say, like, I love your community too. I love like literally will be like,
proud of my community.
They'll literally be just like, it's like, hey, guess what? What buys your entire throne?
It's ridiculous. It needs to
I'm
stop.
so
It needs to stop.
Is that I actually if it's okay to ask about that, what is your stuff about Throne? Like, is that something where you're like, I really do like it, or has it gotten to a point where it is like, oh my god, it's too much?
It's.
I mean,
the moment Pod did that, I messaged him, a private message on Discord, and I said, okay, I can refund it, I can stop this. Are you sure? I want to make sure it's within people's means to be able to actually donate what they can donate, or even if they want to, And sure enough, he said it was within his means to do so. So I really appreciated that. That was.
That's honestly a big dream of mine. Like,
made me speechless.
It is a big dream of mine to honestly get my first hype train or something off my throne in the future. Because, like, I don't know, it's just like little goals like that make me happy. Yeah. Like, I mean, I literally had, like, I did a subathon and stuff like that, and they're never, like, ginormous, but it is really cool, like, when I do them, though, because, like, people will literally come into the stream and help me out and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. It is nice when it works out like that, because I'm not really one of those people that I'm like, it's like, if you don't donate or give me money, the content stops here. Like, I'm not ever going to be like that. It's just one of the things, like, if it happens, it's a nice feeling. It's like, oh, like, Neko Please does that for me a lot. Like, he won't buy me stuff, but he has, like, a lot of V-Bucks in Fortnite, and he'll just send me, like, a lot of, like, skins or pickaxes, and I'm like, honestly, I love it so much, because I usually can't get V-Bucks, because, like, I'm a poor bastard sometimes.
I know what you mean.
So, it's just, like, it's a good feeling. Like I said, as the Beatles once said, money can't buy me love. So...
I hate
Definitely.
Beatles. That's a different conversation, though.
I'm just talking about the song. I'm not talking about the band itself. I'm not a Beatle head like I used to be in like middle
Money
school.
can't buy you love, but it buys everything else.
It buys capitalism, Saria. Wake up, sheeple.
It buys me damn food. I do need food.
No, you don't. You're a robot.
Well, I need sustenance, so
No, you're not. You're a robot.
I need sustenance. Everything that moves needs sustenance.
I got some sustenance. Oh my god. Do you actually...
Blood?
What? Blood?
Your blood?
Oh, my blood. Yes, my blood. You can have my blood.
Thanks.
Thanks. Wait, what?
Just thanks.
add like Mortal Kombat sound effect of like ripping out somebody's rib cage. Wait, what?
Ah.
Oh, question two. I wanted to ask you. So for Saria, is this if it's okay to talk like a little out of character, is Saria just you like as a robot, or is there some character to Saria?
I mean, literally the most I do to change myself for Saria is my voice.
Is it, and the rest of it's just kind of like you, but with like a modded voice?
Pretty much. I mean, like I'll get into character sometimes where I'll like speak in the character of a robot. Like I'll say like, oh, I need fucking
Lubricant.
Yeah, lubricant or fucking like mecha milkshake or like me as Saria, but like all the personality traits, that's pretty much just me.
Absolutely. And it's the same thing with Lime. I actually get asked that a lot. They're like, "Oh, so what kind of character is Lime? What is he like?" And I'm like, "Just me, but I'm a lot more relaxed. Like I try not to get like over hyped or get too loud or this and that. I'm like, it's just a calm bunny." And then even in like those like little like posts where people are like, "Oh, what's your lore? How are you developed?" I'm like, my friend Dan Daniel, who's an artist, fantastic by the way. They literally drew Lime's parents.
Oh,
And
nice.
so someone's like, "What's the lore of Lime?" And I just show them the picture of Lime's parents. I'm like, when two bunnies love each other very much, they make a slush.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
IRL or for Lime?
For Lime.
Lime actually doesn't have any siblings, but I do have an evil twin called Lim. Lime does actually have an arch nemesis called Lemon. It's like L3M0N. So there's Lemon and Lime that always fight. And then we have Orange too. Orange is like spelled with a 3 at the end. Orange is like to be announced because there's like no lore for it, but
nice.
Like Lime, like Lemon and Lime is like my favorite though. Like Lemon's more like heavy metal, will scream and be like a hype beast kind of guy. And like Lime's the little chill lo-fi bunny. Speaking of which, you should make some lo-fi. I want to hear you try one song.
I can't do lo-fi.
Yes, I finally outranked Saria in something. Relaxing music.
Too much adrenaline in my blood. Or my circuitry, whatever.
No, I don't think though. With like your music, because I really do love your music. Because I've told you probably how many times I request not frictionless. What's that one that I always request?
Jettison.
Jettison, yes. Like that's like my favorite song. I literally have as like my ringtone because I just like I like the beat of it. It's one of those things where I do enjoy the beat and stuff. I do think it would be fun too. In like the future, because you have like a new voice and stuff. Have you ever thought of like going back and maybe doing vocal retakes for some of the songs to kind of like bring them, like push them up?
Yeah, I have.
Honestly, I would love to hear that because I think with you having a new voice and a new model and kind of like doing these upgrades, you can kind of go back in time and upgrade or update everything. Like, I like that though because it's like with Lime when you first started, Lime actually had like ginormous ears. He had like ginormous ears and like feet like a regular cartoon bunny, and then over time he just kind of had the the basic little like chibi look and stuff like that, or like the little chill look. Yeah. And that's what I like though, because I like though when everybody upgrades over time. Like you'll see some people who have like a basic Vroid model, and then like through either saving up, donations, whatever, they just have like a big badass model like a year or two later, which I'm like,
oh yeah,
it's so fun to watch people progress. It really is.
It's
impressive. like like I said, I went from an FPS streamer to like making podcasts, and like that jump honestly has been amazing. Like I literally have an energy drink affiliate now and stuff like that, which is amazing. So like I have like little ad reads and stuff, which would be a nice segue, Quanzoow, for you to put an ad read here. No, not here. Here. Okay, now. This podcast was brought to you by Freshen Up Hydration. Freshen Up Hydration is a energy drink and hydration formula service that gives you plenty of energy without the crash and the chalky taste, and hydration to help you get all your electrolytes back into your system. I was happy enough to try out their War Cherry and Lemonade recently, and let me tell you that both of them tasted delicious, and the new War Cherry honestly is probably one of the best energy drinks I've had in a long time. So try Freshen Up Hydration and use code LIME3, that's LIM3 slush, and it is worth every single cent. This portion of the broadcast was brought to you by GreasyGamer.com or GG.tv, a wonderful little website that is better than Twitter because there's not as much drama, and in general you can meet other content creators. So basically, GG.tv, it's like Twitter without the bullshit. And we're back. Hello, everyone. So, oh yes, what wonderful products that were just listed. You know what that makes me think of? Mecha Energy. Do you remember that throwback?
We remember that. It'll come someday.
No, I'm still encouraging you for that. I still have like ideas for that too.
Literally, fucking whatever that one company was never got back to me. So
that happened to me too. Remember, I sent in like 3 or 4 emails to people. None of them. Oh no! I take it back. Sorry, one of them did actually. They did actually make me an offer. They wanted like $3,000 or $5,000 to start production. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's steep, but maybe
it's
someday.
worth it. It's worth it though in the future. You know, I would love to see like a little test run or like just something small.
Once I start actually making a decent amount of money.
Would you ever turn it into like clothes or something? Like start off as like a clothing line with like maybe like 1 or 2 flavors? Like, has that ever been like an idea?
Maybe.
Because I remember
I do have some merch.
Like Tentacle Grape did that. The one Zone sponsored by. She literally has like one where it's just a soda. It's grape soda, but it's called Tentacle Grape, and so they only sell like one. You can buy like 1 bottle, or you can buy a 6-pack, and then the rest of it's merch. Like that's honestly what I thought of you for like if you ever did Mecha Energy as like a 1 flavor run or like a 1 can run, just to sell like the actual energy drink and then like just sell merch to go with it. I think that'd be kind of a fun like I don't know if you could do it like forever like until like whatever, but I think to do like a 1 run of it would be awesome. Like a limited like a super limited time kind of thing. Unless like people are just gouging for it.
Right, for sure.
I mean, I do dream of having like a lime slush flavor. Like I told someone, like if I honestly get my name on a shaker and my own flavor, like then I'm honestly like my career's complete. I have my own flavor of drink, and that's honestly like a huge W in my opinion. Because it's like that's why you see like so many like G Fuel flavors and stuff with like people's names and stuff on it. It's like I'm pretty sure when they get those, that's like the defining moment of their life where they're like, oh my god, I literally have food or a drink named after me.
I know, right?
Like that happened to me with Taser Treats. They actually named a cookie after me, and people were like fucking freaking out. They're like, "You're named after a cookie," and I was like, "Yes."
Nice.
I was called Lime Slush's Cookies and Cream because I helped them make the cookies and cream flavor, and cookies and cream in general is like fucking delicious. I'm a huge Oreo nut. I couldn't like eat a sleeve of Oreos or anything, but I can have like 4 or something like that, like until it's just like, yeah, I'm done with them. It's like,
Fair
okay.
enough.
All right, I've had enough of you. You're done. You're gross to me. Get out of here.
Fair.
I don't understand the people that can do that where they can eat like a lot of sweets. Like I used to be a big eater when I was in my early 20s, which is normal. But like when I hit like 23, I was like, oh, I like slowed down like amazingly. Like I was like, I could literally eat like a salad, like 2 salads in a day, and then be full for the day.
Wow.
hmm It's just I don't know why, but just like it happened out of nowhere, and I was like, honestly, I'm thankful because I lost a lot of weight when that happened.
That's
And
good. Yeah.
I used to be a because I want to go into the topic of fitness too, because you're a big fitness person. And like that's the thing with me, like I'm like 50-50 fitness, but like I walk a lot, so that's kind of like my exercise. Like I'm not like ripped where I'm like I have abs and I have big arms and da da da. I'm like no, I kind of just walk off everything I eat, or I work it out, or like I work it out at my job because I do like a lot of heavy lifting and running and walking and stuff daily. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
like for you though, like what is it for you in fitness? Is it just do you like the feeling of being fit? Is it just the mindset, or is it just kind of like because of like your past and stuff like that's made you get into fitness?
So, long time ago, back in 2015, so my whole childhood, I lived out in a really rural area.
Uh-huh.
We never had TV, we never had, like, anything to do out there. So I kind of just sat in my room and did whatever. I would make stuff, like I would, like, do little art projects or whatever. And that really translated to school and everything I did a lot. Like, I would just do nothing, I really, it would really take a lot for me to get out of the house and actually do something. So I was trained by someone in the start of the year 2015 to do what's called the Spartan race. And the Spartan race is a really good way to like test yourself. It's an obstacle course race, so it's like there's like there's a lot of obstacles and they're sort of interspersed throughout the track. So I was trained on that early in 2015, and I did it in February. And throughout the course, there was like there was a part of the track that went back through the spectator area and then kept going around. And it was only like a 4 or 5 mile track. It was the Spartan Sprint. And I could have given up there, but I didn't. And that's like really, I think, where I came into my own.
Ooh.
Like as a person, and that's where like the whole fitness thing really came from, in my opinion.
I mean, for me, funny enough, because you're speaking of like school sports, real quick.
I didn't do school sports. I went to an art school.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that you seem like the type of person that would have been like a high school athlete, or at least like did something like buff like that in like school.
I was in a graduating class of like 42.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I graduated with like 300 plus kids.
Yep.
But no, I actually did sports when I was in like middle school. I was the champion. I got MVP in basketball. I had an entire 8 points.
Damn.
For like 9 games we played. We played like 9 games and I only had 8 points. I was a champion.
Nice.
It's funny though is that I did football for 2 years, and the funny thing is that I actually didn't play. I was on the sidelines as like a trainer and stuff like that. So all I did was like pep up everybody and like help them with drills and keeping them hydrated and stuff like that, and learning first aid.
Okay.
I liked it though. It made me help me learn to be a coach, and I loved it.
Very nice.
Because like it was funny because like one day like one of them came over and he goes, "Hey, check this out," and he showed me like the play sheet, and he taught me how to do football maneuvers and stuff like that. He's like we'll do this, and then we can do this, and you can teach them to do this, and da da da. And I was like, I literally could have been a football coach if I had put myself to it more, but I didn't like football as much as like the next kid. I was like, I just kind of wanted to talk to people because I didn't really make a lot of friends and stuff in school, and like that was like the one way I could actually talk to people was like playing being in football without playing. So yeah, no, I mean, I have always liked the like fitness and sports like that, but I don't think I pushed myself as like far as like you do though. That's why I'm like I give you a lot of credit because it is like very difficult, at least to me in my mindset.
That's fair. It's discipline is what it is.
It is. It really, really is. And I'm like, I like good food, and I like really not good for you food. So like, that's why I said if I eat something, I will work it off to make sure it doesn't like stay around with me too long.
That's good. No, the main thing if you want to lose weight, cut out seed oils, cut out high fructose corn syrup, and try to cut out as much sugar as you can, but any natural sugar is okay enough.
Have you ever seen that commercial where the lady's like, don't give that to the kids. Don't you know that has high fructose corn syrup? And like she says that like 3 or 4 times in the whole commercial. She like gets mad at the other mom for serving them punch with high fructose corn syrup. And I was like, dude, if this lady was my friend, I would be like, go away. take your soy boy and go home. He's a kid. Let him be a kid for a little bit. Let him drink his high fructose corn syrup.
No, don't.
I'm encouraging
that lady. Fucking blue helmets, get out of my chat.
You know, dude, I'm just saying, I don't think she'd be my friend if I called her kid a soy boy. Take your little soy boy and get out of my party.
Listen, soy and high fructose corn syrup go hand in fucking hand.
Wait, are you telling me soy's bad for you?
Yes.
So what's with all the soy boy memes? Is that like just like a slang, or is that like an actual
soy promotes
thing?
The production of estrogen. It's actually it actually makes you weaker.
Oh wow!
I'm not kidding. I'm not fucking around. Don't eat soy. It's shit.
I only like that picture of like the plant-based KFC, where it's like the two guys like open mouth gawking at the KFC sign.
Yeah, there's soy made.
Soy made.
Don't eat soy. Eat broccoli. Eat your fucking broccoli. Eat your spinach. Eat your broccoli. Spinach has a fuck ton of iron, and broccoli promotes the. And so for girls like me, it's a little bit different.
Uh-huh.
Like obviously, estrogen is very prominent in the body. However, if you want to like lift, or if you want to get any kind of like strength, you still need testosterone, right?
Yeah.
So broccoli will promote the production of testosterone in bodies. And honestly, so here's one thing that fucking people like, especially nowadays and especially online, don't get. Girls like masculine men. I don't give a fuck what kind of like feminist told you about toxic masculinity. Manly men is what girls want. It's what I want.
Am I okay? So on the scale of like 0 to 10, how am I on the masculinity scale? And you can be brutally honest. I don't care. I'm very dimmy, so like I'm picky as shit anyway. So
I think it's 6.
Yeah, it's still good. 6.
You need to lift more, but
Do you even lift, bro? No, not really. Oh, you should. Yes, I will. I would love to just like
will go right now.
like get off this podcast. No. Wait. Listen to this podcast. Go to a gym and work out. There you go. Yeah. Have it on loop too, so I can get that YouTube ad revenue.
There you go. No, for real though. Like it's the promotion of like estrogen, like in terms of like soy, like fake meat and stuff like that. Don't eat that crap. It's bad for you in general. Like if you want to lead a healthy, hardcore lifestyle, eat broccoli, eat meat, eat fucking bread. Dave's Killer Bread, if you can find it, which is
that
like
the guy with the guitar?
Ever.
Is that the guy with like the guitar and stuff like that in the picture?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Okay, I was like,
5 grams of protein per motherfucking slice. I'm not kidding. It has so seed oils are bad for you, and the reason is because they're processed seeds. So basically, what comes out at the end isn't seeds anymore. It has no nutritional value. It's really bad for you. But seeds themselves are really good for you. Like, they have protein in them. Dave's Killer Bread has seeds baked into the bread, whole seeds, so sunflowers, flax seeds, all this good shit. And that's the stuff you want in your body.
I honestly love how passionate you are. It honestly just makes me smile, like whenever I bring it up, because it's just like you just go into this whole thing.
I'm gonna kick your ass. You understand me? You better just be like, oh, what you said is so cute. You better actually eat fucking seeds. Like seeds, not seed oils. Seed oils are disgusting.
It's just, I'm not meaning it like, oh, they're being so cute. It's just me. I'm just like, I like how passionate you are. That's what I'm saying. It's a compliment. It's not me, you being like,
I know.
Yeah. It's just because it's like, I mean, you could have just been like, oh yeah, if you eat this bread, it's good. And then if you do this and work out these things, it's good.
Kick your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
That's why I
me.
love it.
Everyone
Oh,
who listens to this, eat Dave's Killer Bread, eat meat, and eat fucking no soy ever again.
you know what's funny? Have you ever seen that thing where like eating ass burns like 5 calories? Have you actually heard that rumor?
That sounds
I
about right. I mean, look, any movement or anything you do that gets your heart rate up, you're burning calories.
I would laugh if that's like someone who's like, "That's my exercise for the day, eating ass." It's like, bro, no
You're gonna
wonder
get
why
fucking.
you're overweight. Like,
Yeah,
holy
seriously,
shit.
5 calories a day is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think is funny. It's like everything has a calorie counter nowadays, and I'm like, I'm not against it because, like, the thing is, like, that really started too because, like, courtrooms and stuff. People were suing fast food places because they're like, fast food made me fat because I ate there every day, and they would win their fucking cases because
That's.
there was no calorie counter shit back in the day.
Oh, right. Well, that's somewhat important. You know, like having calorie counting, or having like the numbers. It helps. You know, it's good to have those things. Um,
Uh,
in terms of like being a stupid fat piece of shit, like you if you're gonna go your whole life blaming other people for being fat and being like oh I have no energy, oh my god I can barely move, that's your fucking fault.
I just don't like when people are mean about it. You know what I mean? Like that's why I said I'm like
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. I'm like, I don't care what you do with your life as long as you aren't hurting other people or hurting yourself. But I just don't like when people are like, oh, you know what? It's this fault and this fault. It's this fault. And I'm like, the only time you can blame, you really can't blame people for everything. There's times where, yes, you are your own fault. You know, you decide what you look like and what you do. You know what I mean?
The body
You,
positivity movement can suck the fattest cock. I don't like it.
because it's just, it promotes unhealthiness, doesn't it? It's like, that's the whole thing.
It genuinely is. It hurts people. It pisses me off so much to see these people who are like, oh, it's my body and my choice to do whatever. It's like, okay, fine, it's your choice to do whatever you want with your body, but you're actively saying that like you're not unhealthy, and that's patently false. You're stupid. Fuck yourself. You're hurting the next generation of people who potentially might be able to get some help and better themselves, but you're telling them, oh, it's okay to be fat. Like it's okay to like just hurt yourself. You're genuinely putting too much stress on your organs and your bones.
Did you hear the lady that started or like was like president of that movement literally died of a heart attack?
You know what? Good. You can cut that if you want to, but that's my genuine opinion.
No, it's okay. I'll go. Like I said, sorry, real quick cut. But no. Don't worry. If you're like, oh, what if it cuts? I'm like, we have like a week to decide if you want anything cut. You can let me know.
Sure. Yeah.
Or if I really
Yeah,
want
but
to, I could put like a warning and put like talk, sensitive topics ahead. Sale
you
with
reap what you
these.
sow.
Yeah. So.
You know.
But anyway, back to food. Wait, food? Food? Yes, take care of yourself. That's all I asked. Please take care of yourself.
Eat healthy. It's not hard to like limit your caloric intake.
Mm.
Your body will start to thank you for it.
Yes, and you do.
Guarantee.
I mean, for me, it's like I've had a belly pretty much most of my life, but I'm not like big, if that makes sense. Like I'm a big guy, but I'm not like chubby, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
if you're like, okay, Lime, so what if you're saying if there's a zombie apocalypse and you had to run, you wouldn't like fall down and die? I'm like, no, I can literally run and save myself if I need to, or if I need to lift up like platforms or stuff like that. Like, yeah, like I'm well
You're
enough to. Yes, I'm self-sufficient. I can care for myself. If I said that if I honestly couldn't like do certain things anymore, then I would start worrying. If it was about like, if it's like internal health, like something I can't control, like that's life. But like, if it's something like I'm, 400 pounds or something, then I'm like, I would be fucking frightened. Like if I turned into Nick Avocado, it's probably the best example. We don't need more Nick Avocados. But I do like watching his like content from time to time just for his memes. His memes are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't like salads. I quoted the what is it? I only quote the thing from what's it called when he goes, I'm calling corporate. Like that's the only thing I quote from him.
He's got he knows how to be ironic from time to time. You know what I mean?
He does. He did a video a while back where he literally was like saying how he's played everybody. He's like,
No,
he goes,
I don't buy it. I don't buy that.
You don't think that was a real video?
No.
You think that was him acting still?
That was him kind of trying to. I think that was him at kind of a low point. You know what I mean? If it's a character, if it actually is a character, and like he turns 30 and like in 4 months he just fucking loses the weight, I'll believe it. You know what I mean? Like he loses the weight, becomes the biggest, fittest guy of all time. I'll believe it at that point. I'll be like,
he would
really,
be the ultimate internet troll.
Go for a ride, and my God, like he would be the biggest inspiration of all time. But I don't know if that is.
I would fucking lose my mind if that man literally turned 30 like he promised and lose all the weight. If he really did that, he would. He would be the ultimate troll. He
would be the biggest inspiration on the entire platform, and I would genuinely love him for it. You know what I mean?
I would too.
Like it wouldn't be a troll moment. It would be a wow. He really knows A, how to act, and B, how to get his shit together. That's fucking cool.
Is it weird that like? Speaking of like inspirational people like that, is it weird that Steve-O's like a big inspiration for me? Not because of his stunts, but like him as a person. The dude literally took every drug on the market and then literally was like, I want to get off the shit. And then with the help of his friends, he literally has been sober for years now.
Steve-O was a genuine inspiration.
I love that. I like hearing that shit.
He's one of the coolest people I think that exists on the internet today.
My friend got to meet him when he passed through our town to go to Texas, and they said like even off camera, he is like the coolest dude on earth. He was like,
I believe it.
And I'm like, I do too. I was like, I'm gonna cry because if I met Steve-O, I probably would just be so starstruck. I don't know what I'd know what to do.
See, like how he acts on camera is, from what I hear, how he actually is. He really is just a guy, you know?
He really is. He's just a guy that can do stunts like no one else.
Stunts. He knows how to get hurt.
He does
safely? Question mark.
He did get thrown off a bridge with a bungee cord, so like a 200-foot bridge with a bungee cord. So I mean, I don't think I could do that.
He's probably broken more bones than most people ever.
He can do that. He can do that thing where he can floss his nose. It's pretty impressive. I mean, from the stuff he did to get it, it's not impressive, but like he can floss his nose. So do what you want with that information.
Fair enough.
Hey, guy, what that nose do?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've honestly been talking to you this whole podcast. It's so like out of my realm because I'm usually like pretty monotone. This is probably the only time where I've like been a little more energetic.
I go off the rails.
But I like it though. I mean, that's the thing. That's why I said it's like yin and yang to go backwards a little bit. You know, I'm very chill and you're very hype, and I like that. I like that little chemistry. Like, it's funny though. It's like I don't really watch like a lot of like hype streamers and stuff like that. If that makes sense, because I'm like, I have a couple that I do like and I'll watch, but then there's some of them I'm like, oh my God, you're too much energy. I don't know what to do. There's so much going on. I'm freaking out.
Well, speaking of which, I do have to get going. I have to start stream. I skipped last night.
Oh, no worries. I know you were I was actually about to wrap up everything, so
I was planning to stream at like 4, but
I do appreciate you taking your time to actually come over here and do the podcast again. I do really appreciate that. Where can everyone find you?
Oh shit, twitch.tv/020_Saria. Same Twitter.
Excellent.
Same Patreon.
Excellent. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming out for this episode. We have another guest coming on next week. I hope to see you guys here again soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Have a great one, everyone.